Tonight, for the first time, we are hearing from the family of a 20-year-old who was shot and killed a week ago today. On your screen right now is Reginald Webb, who went by Reggie. And just yesterday, two suspects turned themselves into the Bladen County Sheriff's Office, saying they were responsible for the murder. Reginald Webb's aunt sent us the following statement about her nephew after his death. She tells us, quote, Reggie was a kind and vibrant young man who never met a stranger. His infectious spirit and warm personality made him the life of every gathering, and he had a way of making everyone feel seen and welcomed. Like many his age, he was just beginning to find his path in life, full of dreams and potential. He did not deserve to leave this world in such a tragic and senseless way. We are glad justice is being served, end quote. 31-year-old Brandell Autry of Reglewood and 18-year-old Simon Deschamps of Reglewood turned themselves in connection to this murder. They've now both been charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and robbery with a dangerous weapon. They're both being held at Bladen County Detention Center under no bond.